Picture this. You're 2,000 feet beneath the ocean's surface. The darkness outside is complete. Inside a metal tube the length of a football field, warning lights start flashing. The air gets thinner. And now, you're waiting for rescue. This isn't just a story. It's a situation our brave submarine crews train for. And let me tell you, the US Navy has their backs. From the moment a submarine signals trouble, an amazing rescue machine springs into action. You know what's really interesting? The Navy has a rescue system so advanced, most people don't even know it exists. But hold that thought. We'll get to this game-changing technology later in the video. Today, we're diving deep into something that showcases just how far we'll go to protect our own. Have you ever stopped to think about what it feels like to be part of these rescue crews? These men and women stand ready 24/7, prepared to rush into action at a moment's notice. If you've served on submarines or know someone who has, you understand just how critical this mission is. Drop a yes in the comments if you or someone you love has served beneath the waves. Now, let's dive into how the Navy pulls off these incredible rescues. The unsung heroes of submarine rescue aren't just ordinary sailors. These are the men and women who make up the Navy's elite underwater ship husbandry teams and deep submergence unit. They're the best of the best, and today I'm going to tell you exactly why. These teams are spread across strategic locations worldwide. At bases in San Diego, Norfolk, and Pearl Harbor, rescue crews stay on high alert around the clock. But here's what makes them truly special. Every single team member knows that when that alarm sounds, lives hang in the balance. There's no room for second chances in submarine rescue. You see, being part of a submarine rescue team isn't just a job. These folks go through some of the toughest training the Navy offers. Let me break it down for you. First, they master advanced diving techniques in the Navy Diving and Salvage Training Center in Panama City, Florida. We're talking about learning to work in pitch-black waters, handling heavy rescue equipment, and staying calm under extreme pressure, both literal and figurative. But that's just the beginning. Every 3 months, these teams run full-scale rescue drills. They practice linking up with disabled submarines in rough seas, transferring medical supplies underwater, and getting crew members out safely. It's like a choreographed underwater ballet, except the stakes couldn't be higher. And here's something that might surprise you. Every rescue team member has to qualify in submarine damage control. That means they know exactly how these complex vessels work, inside and out. Think about that for a minute. These aren't just rescue divers. They're submarine experts who can dive. Now, I mentioned earlier that there's some incredible rescue technology out there, but there's also a classified rescue method that's been used only 3 times in Navy history. Don't go anywhere, because later in this video, I'm going to reveal how this secret technique changed everything we thought we knew about submarine rescue. Speaking of techniques, let me tell you about the rescue team's daily routine. Every morning starts with equipment checks, testing every piece of gear that might mean the difference between life and death. Then there's physical training, because when you're working at depths of 2,000 feet, your body needs to be as ready as your mind. The afternoon might involve practicing with the rescue submersibles, these amazing machines that can dive deep enough to reach a disabled submarine. Each team member needs to know how to operate these vessels blindfolded. Why? Because when you're that deep underwater, sometimes your eyes aren't enough. But here's what really sets these teams apart: their dedication to improvement. After every practice run, after every drill, they gather to discuss what went right and what could be better. They're constantly updating their methods, always looking for ways to shave precious minutes off their response time. You know, I've talked with many veterans who served on submarines, and they all say the same thing. Knowing these rescue teams exist helps them sleep better at night. If you agree that our submarine rescue teams deserve more recognition, type heroes in the comments below. Let's show them our support. And here's something special about this community. It's global. Our rescue teams train with allies from Britain, Australia, Japan, and many other nations. Because when it comes to saving lives under the sea, there are no borders, just shared courage and commitment. Looking at these teams, you can't help but feel proud. They represent the very best of our naval traditions: courage, skill, and unwavering dedication to saving lives. These are the people who run toward danger when others can't, who dive into the darkness to bring our sailors home. Remember, folks, while we sleep soundly in our beds, these teams stand ready to deploy at a moment's notice, ready to face whatever challenges the deep ocean throws at them, ready to bring our submariners back to their families. When a submarine stops responding, every second counts. The next 48 hours will determine the difference between life and death. Let me walk you through exactly what happens during these crucial golden hours. The moment a submarine misses its scheduled check-in, the Navy's rescue machine roars to life. Within the first hour, the submarine's last known position is plotted, and nearby Navy ships change course to begin the search. This isn't just a few boats looking around. We're talking about a massive operation involving ships, aircraft, and underwater listening devices. During hours 2 through 6, something remarkable happens. Special P-8 Poseidon aircraft take off, carrying equipment that can detect even the faintest emergency beacon. Meanwhile, rescue teams are already loading their gear onto transport planes, ready to fly anywhere in the world. These folks don't wait for confirmation. They move on just the possibility that they're needed. By hour 12, if the submarine still hasn't made contact, the Navy launches what they call subsunk procedures. Every available asset gets redirected. Ships equipped with deep-water sonar join the search. And here's something most people don't know. Merchant ships in the area are also asked to help, listening for the distinct sound of submarine emergency buoys. Let me tell you about a real rescue that shows just how this works. Back in 1973, off the coast of Ireland, two brave Navy pilots spotted a tiny flash of orange in rough seas. It was the emergency buoy from a mini-sub called Pisces 3. The sub was stuck on the bottom with only 72 hours of air left. What happened next was incredible. The rescue teams arrived within 24 hours and saved both crew members with just 12 minutes of air remaining. For those of you who served on submarines, you know exactly how critical these response times are. Your training, your drills, your attention to detail, it all feeds into this rescue system. For our viewers who wore the dolphins, your experiences helped build these procedures. Drop a comment below sharing what you learned during your service that could help others understand submarine safety. Hours 24 through 48 are when the heavy equipment arrives. The deep submergence rescue vehicles, think of them as underwater ambulances, get transported by air or sea to the site. Rescue ships arrive with diving bells and special air supply pods. Teams of doctors set up decompression chambers on rescue ships, ready to treat survivors. The rescue teams work in rotating shifts during these hours because nobody stops until our sailors are safe. They use something called triangulation to pinpoint the exact location. It's like using 3 different radio towers to find your cell phone, except they're doing it thousands of feet underwater. One of the most inspiring stories comes from 2005, when the Russian submarine prize got tangled in fishing nets. Within 24 hours of the call for help, British and American rescue teams were on site. Working together, they freed 7 Russian sailors from 600 feet below the surface. Every single crew member survived. These golden hours show us something important. When submariners are in danger, the whole world comes together. Politics don't matter. Borders don't matter. What matters is bringing our people home. For everyone watching who's ever been part of a rescue operation, whether in the military or civilian life, you know the value of those first crucial hours. Your experience, your knowledge, your dedication, it all contributes to saving lives. This isn't just history. It's a living tradition of service and sacrifice that continues today. Remember, folks, for every successful rescue we hear about, there are hundreds of drills and practice missions making sure our teams stay sharp. Because in those golden hours, there's no room for second chances. The heart of any submarine rescue mission beats within its specialized equipment. Today, we're going to explore these incredible machines that make the difference between life and death beneath the waves. The star of our modern rescue fleet is the Deep Submergence Rescue Vehicle, affectionately called the DSRV by our Navy teams. Think of it as an underwater ambulance, but one that can dive to incredible depths of 2,000 feet. At 50 feet long, this remarkable craft might seem small, but it's built for one crucial purpose: bringing our trapped submariners home. What makes the DSRV truly special is its ability to connect with a disabled submarine even in the most challenging conditions. Imagine trying to parallel park in complete darkness while fighting ocean currents. That's what these skilled pilots do, except they're doing it thousands of feet underwater. The DSRV can lock onto a submarine that's tilted at angles up to 45 degrees, and in one trip, it can bring 24 sailors back to safety. You know what really showcases American ingenuity? The submarine rescue chamber. Don't let its simple bell shape fool you. This device has saved more lives than you might think. It's the perfect backup for shallower water rescues, capable of bringing up 6 people at a time. The beauty of the chamber lies in its straightforward design. Without complex electronics to fail, it's one of the most reliable tools we have when the seas get rough. I've got to tell you about something that shows just how much thought goes into keeping our submariners safe. The Navy developed what they call emergency life support stores. Think of them as underwater survival packages. These waterproof pods carry everything a stranded crew might need: fresh air, medical supplies, food, repair tools, and communication gear. The genius part? They've designed a foolproof delivery system using special buoys that guide these life-saving packages right to the submarine's escape hatch, even in the strongest ocean currents. The latest addition to our rescue arsenal is something truly revolutionary. Imagine a complete rescue station that fits inside standard shipping containers and can be loaded onto any cargo plane. Within 24 hours, this portable system can be anywhere in the world, ready to save lives. This is American engineering at its finest, taking everything we've learned about submarine rescue and making it mobile. Our modern sonar systems are so advanced, they can spot the difference between a submarine and a whale from miles away. Every rescue vehicle undergoes rigorous testing, with backup systems for backup systems. These aren't just machines, they're lifelines, maintained to perfection and ready to deploy at a moment's notice. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this incredible equipment. Which rescue system impresses you the most? Is it the DSRV's ability to work in extreme depths? The reliable simplicity of the rescue chamber? Or maybe those ingenious survival pods? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective matters, especially if you've served aboard submarines or worked with any of this equipment. This remarkable rescue gear represents more than just technological advancement. It embodies our nation's unwavering commitment to never leaving a sailor behind. Each piece of equipment tells a story of innovation, dedication, and the relentless pursuit of bringing our submariners home safely, no matter the challenges that lie ahead in the darkness of the deep. When it comes to saving lives beneath the waves, there's something extraordinary that happens. National boundaries disappear. Political differences fade away. What emerges is a brotherhood of sailors that spans the globe. And let me tell you, our U.S. Navy leads the way in making this international cooperation possible. But before we dive deeper into this global alliance, there's something remarkable about American submarine rescue teams that few people know about. It's a game-changing approach they developed that's now being adopted worldwide. We'll reveal this incredible innovation later in the video. Picture this: a submarine is in distress somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Within hours, American rescue teams are airborne. Japanese ships alter course to join the search. Australian sonar experts analyze underwater sounds. And British deep-sea rescue vehicles are loaded onto cargo planes. This isn't fiction. This is how the modern submarine rescue network actually operates. The crowning achievement of this international brotherhood came during the Kursk rescue attempt in 2000. When the call went out, our Navy's rescue teams were among the first to volunteer. Though we couldn't save the Kursk crew, this event changed everything. It showed the world that when submariners are in danger, we stand together. Today, because of that mission, rescue teams from different nations train together regularly. You see, our brave U.S. Navy didn't just participate in building this global rescue network, they championed it. They opened their training facilities to allied nations. They shared rescue techniques that took years to perfect. And they did something unprecedented. They helped create the International Submarine Escape and Rescue Liaison Office. Think about that. American expertise is now saving lives worldwide. Speaking of expertise, there's an incredible multinational rescue drill that tests everything these teams have got. But what happens during these drills is so impressive, we need to save it for later in the video. Trust me, it'll make you proud of what our sailors can do. The success of this international cooperation was proven in 2005 off the coast of Russia. When the submarine Priz became entangled in fishing nets, British and American rescue teams sprang into action. Using techniques developed by US Navy experts, they saved 7 Russian sailors from depths of 600 feet. Every single crew member survived. To our veterans watching this video, you helped build this legacy of excellence. Your training, your dedication, your commitment to perfection, it all contributed to making the US Navy the gold standard in submarine rescue. Type "Proud Navy" in the comments if you're as impressed as I am by this global impact our forces have made. Just imagine being part of one of these international rescue missions. You're working alongside sailors from a dozen different nations, all focused on one goal: saving lives. The commands might be in different languages, but the mission is crystal clear. This is the power of what our Navy helped create, a worldwide network of heroes ready to answer the call. Today, from the depths of the Atlantic to the vast reaches of the Pacific, submarine rescue teams stand ready. They carry with them not just American expertise, but the pride of knowing they're part of something bigger than themselves. And at the heart of it all is the US Navy, leading the way in making sure no submariner, regardless of nationality, is ever left behind. Now, for what many of you have been waiting for, that secret rescue technology I mentioned earlier, the US Navy developed something called the Submarine Rescue Diving and Recompression System, or SRDRS. This isn't just any rescue system, it's the world's first portable rescue system that can be loaded onto virtually any ship of opportunity. What makes this system revolutionary is its ability to reach a submarine in distress anywhere in the world within 72 hours. Think about that. A complete rescue system that fits inside cargo planes and can turn almost any suitable ship into a rescue vessel. Before this, rescue ships had to be specially built from the ground up. Now, any ship with enough deck space can become a rescue platform. The system proved its worth during a joint exercise with the Australian Navy in 2009. The entire setup was flown from San Diego to Perth, loaded onto an Australian vessel, and conducting deep-water rescue operations in less than 3 days. This changed everything about how we approach submarine rescue. But here's the real game changer. The SRDRS can work in rougher seas than any previous rescue system. While older systems needed relatively calm waters, this one can operate in waves up to 6 feet high. For submariners in distress, this could mean the difference between life and death. Now, for our second reveal, that classified rescue method I mentioned. It's called the Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, or EPIRB, with a twist. The Navy developed a special version that can work even when a submarine is powerless. This beacon sends out a signal that's so precise, rescue teams can pinpoint a submarine's location within 100 yards. What makes this system truly special is its ability to operate for weeks on its own power supply. Previous emergency beacons would die after a few days, leaving rescue teams searching blind. This new system keeps broadcasting, giving rescue teams a constant signal to home in on. The most impressive use of this technology came during a classified operation in the Pacific. A submarine's location was pinpointed so accurately that the rescue vehicle made contact on its first attempt, something that had never been done before in such deep water. Looking to the future, the Navy is already working on the next generation of both these systems. They're developing new materials that can withstand even greater depths, and automated systems that can begin rescue operations in conditions too dangerous for human divers. The combination of these technologies, the portable rescue system and the advanced beacon, represents the biggest leap forward in submarine rescue capability since World War II. For all our submariners watching, this is your Navy making sure you're never alone out there. If you've ever served on submarines, you know just how reassuring that is. Share in the comments which of these technologies you think is more crucial for submarine rescue. Is it the portable system that can reach you anywhere in the world, or the beacon that makes sure rescuers can find you? Your opinion matters, especially if you've had experience with submarine operations. Every day, somewhere beneath the waves, our submariners carry out their silent mission. Behind them stands an elite group of men and women, ready to risk everything to bring them home if things go wrong. That's what makes our Navy exceptional, not just the technology, but the unwavering dedication to never leave a sailor behind. To every submariner who's served, to every rescue team member who stands ready, and to every family member who's waited for their loved ones to surface, you are the heart of the silent service. Your courage, your sacrifice, and your dedication make our Navy the finest in the world. If this inside look at submarine rescue has given you a deeper appreciation for our underwater warriors, hit that like button. And for more stories about the extraordinary men and women of our armed forces, subscribe and ring that bell. Together, let's honor these heroes who serve above and beneath the seas.